Hey Taurus, EverlongMystic here. So today we're doing a traffic light reading for you, and we're going to look at an area that you are being given the green light for to go ahead, and then we'll look at a yellow caution, and we will look at a red light hard stop. We're using La Fruma for the green light. Okay, so we have Gifu here, gift, generosity, and to me, this right now for you, this is about like X marks the spot here. This is like an entry point. This is an entry point. I don't know if it's something like in the astral or like a point of connection. But it's like X marks the spot, like you'll see it. You know, like if it's a treasure map, the X tells you where the treasure is. It's like you're being told to go for it. Like, I don't know, it's like something is being pointed out to you. Like, Taurus, it's right here. Like, you enter here, and you're being asked to kind of go for it. Alright, how about identification? How can Taurus identify this entry point? How can Taurus identify the entry point? Okay, you know what's not for you. You already know what's not for you. That's a clue. Huh. So, it's weird. It's kind of telling me that it's like how to find this kind of X marks the spot here is number one, like obviously trusting your intuition because you already know what's not for you. Like even though like you can see through certain illusions, but obviously not all of them. But you can see through certain illusions, like what's inside this building. It may look warm and inviting, but you can tell it's like too good to be true, or it's there's something in there that's not for you. So you keep going, right? And like the fact that you keep going shows that you do have some restraint. And I want to say it has to do with all of your experience. You're very experienced. Not anybody can just open the mouth of a lion, right? It takes restraint, skill, and like know-how. Here, it's like you're aware, you're fully aware of what's not for you because you can feel it. You can feel that anxiety, but not like, it's not so much fear as it is like, I don't know, I'm like getting like physical sensations, like pin prickles or something. Like pin prickles. It's like something really like it kind of prickles you the wrong way. So this is all about you sensing. It's almost like it's not visual. You know what I mean? It's like it's in your senses. And Taurus, you're very sensual. So I think you can do this. I think you know, and I'm getting goosebumps on my arms too. It's like you'll sense it. So I want to pull a card. Normally I've been pulling a card for advice at the end, but I want to get a card for like what something you can find if you go through it, right? So what can Taurus find through this X marks the spot? What can Taurus find? Here we go. That is awesome. So we have win, bliss, comfort. And like I know you're familiar with comfort, Taurus. No shade. I know some of you really like to be comfortable. But I think this is more about bliss. Yawning, perfumed blossoms scent the air with clouds of comfort wrapped in wondrous wishes. Perfect pastoral peace. This is like whatever this is, to me it feels somewhat like dimensional, like another dimension. Like it reminds me of like when one time, I don't know if it was just astral traveling or what, but I was asleep, but my body was like sucked into this other, what felt like another dimension, right? And I'm sitting on this little bench, or I'm sitting on something. I think it was a bench, and it's next to this plant. But the flowers, all of the beautiful flowers were also butterflies. Like butters, butterflies and the flowers were the same thing in wherever I was. And it was just beautiful and it was peaceful. Like kind of like how it says, what does it say? Blossoms scent the air with clouds of comfort wrapped in wondrous wishes. I mean, it was just the most beautiful, peaceful, lovely place. And I was only allowed to stay there for a short time. And then, like, I could feel I was being sucked back out of it, back into, my body. And it was very surreal. But, like, it's almost like there's a place that you can kind of dip into where, you can get a whiff of this perfume and feel that magical comfort and just beauty. Like it's almost as if like there's a place for you, perhaps forgotten, where like that can remind you, but like you can't stay there for long, but it's available to you. And it's like it's like one of your gifts. But I don't think the place goes away. It's just sometimes we get so bogged down with stuff in our lives that we don't notice that it's there. We forget that it's there. So let's look at the yellow light, the slow down or caution for Taurus. Slow down or caution. Wow, we have the farther gate. Bold a step forward. Excuse me. This is definitely about be careful what you wish for. Man, my throat. Hold on one second. Okay, so the farther gate. What I'm noticing on this card, Taurus, is that it seems like there are two lights here. We have one light in the distance, a sun or whatever, and it's coming straight at us, right? But we have this other source of light here that's shining on something very specific about the gate that you're in right now. It makes me feel like there's unfinished business or something. There's something unfinished. It's like you're somehow focused on the farther gate. But the caution here is that, like, don't get ahead of yourself, Taurus, because there's something, like, the attention is being drawn to the gate that you're at right now. I don't really feel like this is related to this here at all. This feels like an oasis. I mean, it can be considered an escape, but it's a place you can go when you want, you know? I mean, shit, this could be just like you going to a lake house and just chilling, watching the sunrise, just to like get away from, you know, like to as a reprieve. But this here is something different. You're being asked to slow down and not get too ahead of yourself. So what is that about? I mean, the card says a bold step forward, but there seems to be a ways between this gate and that gate. So I don't think you're being asked to not take a step forward, but don't just blow past where you are to get to the next thing, because there's a process or there are things meant for you with each step. The Four of Cups. I feel like this is this could be you, like, you know, your arms are crossed, like, but I want the further gate. This feels like you know, like someone telling their parent, like, but I've done my homework, I did it, even though you just sped through it, didn't show your work, and da 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 da. But this is kind of cool though, with the the whole like spirit giving the cup. It's like the gift of intuition here. Oh, you have gift right here. It's like the High Priestess is kind of saying that you know better, Taurus. You know better than to rush. You intuitively know when you're supposed to take your time, even though, I mean, even though sometimes you just want what you want, right? It's like you want to hurry up and get to the good part. This is like being kind of like, I don't really want to do blah and blah and blah. Like, that's going to take too long. It's kind of funny because, like, you're not necessarily like the fastest, like, Speedy Gonzales sign or whatever. But, like, there's something about this gate that you just want to rush through. And even the Queen of Pentacles is, like, telling you to hold on. There's a lot of beauty here. I mean, we've got this beautiful wind, bliss, comfort card here. It's like there's a lot of beauty, and there's a lot of there's a lot of good stuff here, but you just may not be seeing it that way. I don't know, I feel like I'm repeating myself. All right, let's get a card of advice for this. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, or something, it's like you're not seeing the value in something, and you're just being asked to kind of chill and take another look. not saying you can't go to the further gate, because you're on the path. Ooh, so we have the Lay of the Land, Ancestral Wisdom, card 34. I almost wonder if there are, like, booby traps or something. God, I don't know what this is. It's like, it feels very, like, not so much ritualistic as it does, like identifying patterns. Identifying a pattern of something so that you can maneuver around situations like this Five of Pentacles and this Nine of Swords. These aren't necessary. These aren't necessary steps in like between this gate and this gate. These are not necessary, but you need to know the lay of the land. It doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be riddled with anxiety. It doesn't have to be like the ultimate sacrifice. Or you know what I mean? But you have to know the lay of the land. You have to know how this gate works. Because if you rush through, I mean, you could fall flat on your face. So definitely take your time with whatever this is. And try not to worry so much about how you're getting to the next gate, the next section of whatever this is, because there's a lot of stuff here for you. Like there's a lot of, I kind of want to say like ingredients to pick up. Whether those ingredients are wisdom or bits of you or whatever. But it's something about how this path is laid out that you're being asked to pay a little closer attention to details, and intuitively you'll be drawn to those details. But not if you're running through. So let's look at your stop. We're going to use the magic of you as the stoplight. All right, what's the hard stop for Taurus? So we have the serendipity card here, merge with the flow. All right, so this whole merge with the flow, this is like following other people's signs. This is following other people's synchronicities. This is not following your own. If you feel like you're doing that, then you're definitely being asked to stop. Because this is about, this merge with the flow, this is about your flow. It's not about somebody else's flow. There's something there's something unique to you here, Taurus. It's kind of like one of those things that, like, it talks here about ancestral wisdom, but like, you're also in the process of developing your own ancestral wisdom. You will eventually be an ancestor, Taurus, and part of that ancestral wisdom comes from your own experiences, your own signs, your own synchronicities, or your own magic, right? Because we all know that not everything's a sign, not everything is a synchronicity. I mean, we all kind of know that, but like, there's something about like other people's experiences that are not yours. And it's like totally okay. Like, you can be okay with that. Like, you can be okay. It's like you don't have to identify with everything, or you know what I mean? Yeah, totally. Nine of Cups. It's like you could be okay with it. It's like this dude is, he's just sitting there. He's doing his own thing, and he's happy as shit, right? Yeah, you don't have to make. It's like you don't have to make weird sacrifices to get like to obtain wisdom. You know what I mean? Like, this guy barely even fits under the tree. But yeah, it's like these are distortions. It's like your happiness does not lie in the distortion of others. For sure. Yeah, look at that. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Blades. It's like that's not where you want to be. Yeah, that's a hard stop right here. So let's get some advice. Let's get a card of advice for the... Stop it, Taurus! And if you're not doing this, awesome. You're ahead of the game. It's all in your head. Aw, come on. Alright, so we have card number 11, Flashover. It's all in your head. This is your advice here. So, I actually want to get the book. Let's see, what is that about? Alright, it's about overthinking things. Friction and resistance in the circuits of your brain have now confused you into thinking the pain and tension is in the world around you, when really, it's in your head. The good news is that at the same time, all it takes is a spark of trust to short-circuit resistance built up from friction with the world. The friction with the world this is what we were talking about over here and over here. When flashover appears, it's time to close your eyes, take a deep breath, recognize that the only thing standing in your way is you. The light of a busy mind can be beautiful, but in order to reveal its best achievements, times of darkness and rest are essential. Oh my gosh, that's this year. Like going to this like special place where you can take a load off and get some comfort and smell the pretty flowers. After all, you can only see the stars in the darkness. Let go of your worries and fears for a while, without reservation, and let the world balance itself around you. Check this out. The growing plump leaves around her cushion and comfort her as she slowly releases her mental grasp. She relaxes her mind towards clear thought and profound insight. That's really cool. So it's like your advice is to go here. Go to your place of bliss. And I know people talk about like, escapism and, whatever. Sometimes you need to. Sometimes you just need to. All right, Taurus, this is your message. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you later. Bye.